everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nature City Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Perdelli. I'm also the CEO and co-founder of the company, having started Nature City with my wife, Beth, over 20 years ago. And since then, it's been our pleasure to have served over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. Today, we're going to be talking about a recent study that found CoQ10 as ubiquinol, which is the active form of CoQ10, may help women with certain symptoms related to menopause. CoQ10, particularly the ubiquinol form, is a nutrient that we recommend as a supplement to just about all of our customers. We believe maintaining healthy levels of CoQ10 is a core part of healthy aging. CoQ10 is best known for heart health, where its two main actions help us every day. CoQ10 has a major role in the creation of cellular energy, and second, it functions as a key antioxidant in the body. For example, when it comes to heart health, promoting cellular energy helps fuel the pumping of blood to and from the heart, and its antioxidant function helps protect blood vessels and the cardiovascular system from the destructive effects of free radicals and oxidative stress. About 90% of the CoQ10 our bodies use is the ubiquinol form, which is one of the main reasons why we recommend you take ubiquinol as a supplement. The leading provider of ubiquinol for supplements is a company called Konica, and has been investing in research to investigate other areas of our health where ubiquinol might be able to help us. One of these areas is for women experiencing menopause or postmenopausal symptoms. In the age range that women usually experience the hormonal changes associated with menopause, CoQ10 levels in the body are also changing, typically declining markedly. I'm not sure if that was really the inspiration for this research, but certainly seems worth exploring. So let's review what they found in this new study. Before we get started, I want to mention that the studies we usually discuss on the NHC podcast are typically randomized, placebo-controlled studies published in peer-reviewed journals. That's not the case here, and although I think the findings are interesting and worth your time, we need more controlled studies to verify the CoQ10 benefits we'll be discussing today. You may be thinking, well, why are you doing it then? Well, two main reasons. One, even if you don't experience the menopausal health benefits that this study reported, I truly feel the body and your health can benefit from CoQ10. It's a core nutrient our bodies need to age well, so you won't be wasting your money in my view. Second, this is a challenging area for women, and the existing supplement options are kind of limited and don't seem to offer consistent support. This is the main reason why we don't offer a menopause support supplement at Nature City. We just can't be confident that it's something that will work for you. But there's no question, a lot of women are seeking help with this life transition, so I at least want to make you aware of things that, in my mind, may have potential to help. So that's where I'm coming from on this one. This CoQ10 study was conducted by a research institution in France. 200 women between the ages of 45 and 55 participated. Women who were included had to be experiencing menopausal discomfort that they rated at least a 5 on a 1 to 10 scale in areas such as emotional imbalance, stress, and challenges with sleep or muscle discomfort. Also, women were excluded from the study if they were receiving hormone or other treatments or taking supplements for menopause. The researchers do this to try to isolate the impact of the CoQ10 as much as possible. The 200 participants took 200 milligrams of CoQ10 as ubiquinol daily for 2 months. A lot of twos in there. So we had 200 participants taking 200 milligrams of CoQ10 as ubiquinol for 60 days or 2 months. Now, here's where it gets interesting. By the end of the 60-day study, about 80% of women reported feeling less stress, less irritability, and less sensitivity than before they started taking the supplements. Also, about 80% reported improvements in mood and said they started feeling more emotionally stable about 30 days after taking the CoQ10, and this continued through the end of the study. In addition, about 70% reported improvements in sleep quality, in feelings of well-being, and less muscular discomfort by the end of the study. Now, you may be wondering about help with night sweats or hot flashes. That wasn't cited in the study as something they tracked. The focus of the study appeared to be more on psychological and emotional health. So very encouraging findings that paves the way for more research. As I mentioned, it was great that the study had 200 participants. That's a very good sample size, but not having a placebo group makes it more challenging to put these results in context. For example, we know 80% of those taking the CoQ10 reported improvements, But what percentage of the placebo group would have reported benefits? There's always some placebo effect. Knowing that really would help us gauge how impressive these CoQ10 results are. And on the surface, they appear, they seem relevant and important. Now, while we wait for more scientific evidence, you may be wondering, well, should I try this? I'd say if your doctor doesn't have any objections based on your personal health situation, and these types of menopausal challenges are affecting your quality of life or your home life, then I don't see any reason not to try it. I'd argue taking CoQ10 ubiquinol supplements daily is good to support heart health and wellness in general. And if you get other benefits, additional help in certain other areas, well, that's a great and welcome bonus. I do strongly advise taking a CoQ10 supplement made with the active ubiquinol, like what was used in the research we discussed today, and not the ubiquinone form, which is the oxidized form of CoQ10, and which is found in most supplements. If you want to understand why this is important, I reviewed this topic in episode 21 of the NHC podcast. Or if you're already tired of listening to me, you can read about some of the key points on why we believe ubiquinol is superior if you go to naturecity.com and go on or search for one of our two true CoQ10 products. We offer two because we have a 50 milligram soft gel and a 100 milligram soft gel. If you go to one of those two pages for true CoQ10, you'll be able to read on why we feel ubiquinol is superior for you to take versus ubiquinone. And if you're on the True CoQ10 page on our website, scroll down to a section called the Curiosity Corner, and you'll see a link to the podcast episode also if you're interested in hearing the full story. If you have any questions, of course, as always, please reach out for us. So that's it for this week's episode. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see future episodes, or listen to us on your favorite streaming service. We're on Spotify, and we're also on Apple Podcasts too. This is Carl Pradelli, and I will see you next week.